Let's do this. Esta mujer me está matando, me ha espinado el corazón. Por más que puedo olvidarla, mi alma no da razón. Mi corazón aplastado, me he abandonado. A ver, otra vez, dime mi amor, tanto amor. Corazón espinado, cómo duele el amor. Cómo me duele el amor. Cómo duele el corazón cuando no viene entregado. Pero no olvides, mujer, que en un día dirás, ay, 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 cómo me duele el amor. Corazón espinado, cómo me duele el amor. Cómo me duele el amor. Corazón espinado. Cómo me duele el amor. Olvido cómo duele el corazón, cómo me duele estar vivo sin tenerte a un lado, amor. Corazón espinado, corazón espinado, corazón espinado, corazón espinado. Corazón espinado.
¿Usted está buscando una residencia permanente para los Estados Unidos y es profesional?
No. All right, hold on. Let's see what this Mary lady wants.
That's who is here.
Hello. Who is this?
Hello, hello. I don't see you. I see just three dots. Oh, yes, I see you.
Let's see. Let's
Hello. How
let's
are
draw
you?
you real fast. Yeah,
Oh, you're
sure. I'll do
drawing
this.
people.
Yeah, I'm
Cool.
gonna draw you real fast. Okay. All right.
Okay,
So
okay.
just sit there and make funny faces for me.
No, I can't make funny face. I definitely. Yes, don't forget
Let's see.
about this Santa's head. Ooh,
So what do you do?
cool. Look,
I'm an art teacher.
look.
What do you do?
I'm a Russian language teacher.
Oh, you're a language teacher. I'm an art teacher. Nice to
Yes,
meet
we are like
you.
almost the same field. Nice to meet you.
All right, so let's see. You have big eyes, so you have relatively large eyes, and you have a little button nose. And you do your makeup, so it like accentuates that. So you have big eyes. No, I'll draw you making those faces. Don't even tempt me.
I will make it difficult for you. Oh, cool. I look like this, you know, this movie, Chip and Dale.
Oh my God, did you just do a loud, like, did you just do a fake soundtrack?
Yes, I look like the Chip and Dale, you know, there is a mouse. I
Oh, you
forgot
know
her
that
name.
Chippendales is a different thing here in the States. Chippendales means like male strippers.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know. I know cartoon,
So
about
now
two.
you're saying you look like a male stripper?
It's two beavers, and the one he's a friend. She's a mouse.
All right. So you're almost done. There you go. And you
Cool.
have what? Blue eyes?
Thank
You
you for
have blue
drawing
eyes.
me.
There you go.
Thank you,
You're
Cameron. Thank you so much for the
welcome.
rose. Friends, we need one more rose. Oh, it's so beautiful. I have a blue hairs and the blue eyes. I have a blue eyes, really.
Nice.
Facial, thank you so
All
much for the
right.
rose.
Okay. I don't know how you go away. Bye. How do I get rid of you? Okay. Bye. There you go. All right. See, I never take those lives because they're a waste of time. So they normally nobody ever has like a question that they want to ask. It's always just like weird little games or whatever. It's a waste of my time. So that's why I never take any of those. It was Christmas and I was like, okay, all right, maybe I'll make an exception. Maybe somebody will like actually like no. No. I hate doing those things. That was cute. Yeah, the thing is, that girl was actually interactive. Like, she actually talked. Most of the people don't even talk to you. They just go like, "All right, let's go," and they're just like talking to themselves because they're like narcissistic, like as hell people. It's really weird, man. It's really weird. I don't know how people do that. You're really not into people. No, I'm not at all. Like, I'm not a people person, man. Like, I have my set of people and that is it. That is all that I need. I don't need other people. Other people just make your life harder. So, yeah, I'm not a people person. I don't know if you've caught that over the lifespan of you following me, but I say this constantly. This is not a surprise. You remind me of my dad if he was good at art. So do these people just send random? Yeah, some people just send random lines. Since I get a lot of viewership, like it's very rare to get like 400 or 500 people in a chat often, and we have that often in this one. I don't know why people enjoy watching me so much, but hey, I welcome it, you know. But at the same time, we get a lot of weirdos that just want attention, so it happens to come with good and the bad. No, it's not agoraphobia. I don't. No, it's not. I'm just old, and I'm like really, really, really cynical. Like I don't really care. Like I just don't care about making an impression for people anymore. Right? I just don't, and people don't respond well to that. Like people don't respond well to you not wanting to put up a front anymore. So I'm just done with a lot of the. I'm gonna draw that girl better because I can draw her better when I'm not looking at her. Yeah, it was just annoying. She had like quadrillion filters on too, so you can't even see like what the person's face looks like. And I don't understand why people put filters like that on. Especially like that was like a pretty girl. Like she was a cute girl. Like she should not be using those filters. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just a preference or whatever, but I guess it like if it makes you feel better, go for it. But I have a feeling that if you look at yourself all the time in like, you know, filters and then you start seeing yourself without them, you're gonna start feeling like bad that you don't look like those filters. I don't know, it's just basic like human like feelings, I guess. Yeah, maybe she was cute because of the filters, but you know, like normally like people don't look like I guess nowadays it's kind of hard, right? Like people do look very different than when they do with the filters. But it's just I don't know. I feel like it's sad that people have to feel like they need to use them and they can't just be themselves. Like it's just it just makes it a little bit sad. There you go. That's a little more indicative of what she looked like. Use front-facing camera in a what? Oh, you guys don't know what I look like? I'll show you guys. I don't mind. Hey, how are you guys doing? You guys might recognize my face from all the drawings of myself that I do. So yeah, no filters. Oh no. Let's flip this back. No one needs to be seeing my face. There you go. What's an HRU? How are you? Is that how are you means? I am doing good. I want to get my little puppy a motorcycle backpack. So now he can ride with me and he likes it. He liked it. He got on it and he was like, and then like he got so excited and then like we got off like 5 minutes later because you know you don't want to like overstimulate him right away. And then he was like jumping back in there like, let's go, motherfucker, let's go. Who told you could stop? So he's gonna travel with me a lot more often now because now he can actually come with me. Dude, how to do a character turnaround. See, turnarounds, okay, depends on what you want to do a turnaround for, right? The turnarounds come in like a bunch of different flavors. Like you have the static ones that are meant for character modeling, you know, the ones that just are like that and you just rotate the character. And in like single space, right? You have those. Those are boring. I hate those. Those are just, they're very easy too. Just draw a shape, draw a guide, draw the shape the other way. The same thing with the ears, the same thing with the mouth, the same thing with everything. Like all you got to do is follow the guideline and you end up with the next body part, right? So these are relatively easy. You just do guidelines, right? If you want to do something a little bit cooler and actually something that you can use for your portfolios and stuff like that, let's come up with a simple character. Let's come up with, let's call this guy Squiddles. Squiddles will have 4 tentacles and 2 eyes. That's Squiddles. Okay? Squiddles has 4 little appendages that he can move around. And he himself is just a little cube or a cylinder. So now that I draw a cylinder, I can draw 4 little tentacles coming out, and I have myself Squiddles. Whatever styling I choose to give him, if I want to give him like a beak, if I want to give him like a little squid head, whatever I choose to add to him, I can add that after I learn how his basic shapes work, right? So once you understand a very basic understanding of a shape, in this case, he's just a little cylinder, right? So it's relatively easy to move a cylinder in space. And then his little tentacles are just at the bottom. So understanding your basic elements doesn't have to be super complicated. You don't have to overcomplicate them to make a turnaround. You just have to show that you understand how you move that element in space. And yes, understanding how features look in different directions, like from the front, from the side, and stuff like that, is going to be consistent with a lot of anatomy and perspective and stuff like that. But you don't always have to do super complicated things to practice this stuff. Let's see, it's this way. You can start with things like this, like a little simple character made out of a sphere or made out of a cube or made out of a... It doesn't have to be something super complicated. And then just learn how to draw things like legs on them, arms. Give them energy without detail so that whenever you do add detail, you can make them even cooler. Start small. Always draw and start small. If you can give a character that's this simple personality, then you can move on to something a little bit more complex. Okay? So understanding that character design is about bringing the character to life. It's not about just drawing them in different positions, right? It's not just about doing this. This is boring as shit. Don't do this, right? Unless you're doing 3D models, don't do this because that's just boring. It actually is incredibly boring. Like, I've hired people for like little animation projects. I've hired people for storyboarding and stuff like that. And I never take the people that do this because this shows me that you can follow a line. This shows me that you can actually work with the character. So even if a person came in with this simple of a shape, but they were able to make it come alive in some way, right? Make it look like it's doing something. That to me is more impressive than this. And this shows me that you actually know the shapes and volume and how to make things move. This doesn't really do that. a 3D hot dog. So a hot dog is a hot dog. I am a hot dog. Let's give him some buns. Can you make My Little Pony but your way? Yeah, we can do a My Little Pony real quick. My little pony, my little pony. Do 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 do. We did Care Bears earlier today. Let's see. And they have like mains and stuff like that. And they have like a symbol, right? Most of the time. So what would mine be? I would want mine to be like anarchy pony, anarchy pony. Gonna rip your soul out today. Anarchy pony, apocalypse pony. Probably not what you expected. There you go. My Little Pony Rod style. The creativity is creatifying. Have I ever shown you guys that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've shown you guys quite a bit of times. But have you guys, like, do you guys do understand that there's such a thing as a cute to creepy scale, right? And that comes with your line work. If your line work is nice and clean, it'll give the appearance of something cute. If it's sketchy and messy and chaotic, it looks creepy. So this is what I call the cute to creepy scale. And let's test this out. Let's draw a simple character with nice clean lines. Okay. Character looks really cute. That same character with sketchier lines has an edge of like anxiety, of like, it looks like he's twitching out, like he's cracked out. So there is such a thing as doing that. And that applies also to like eyes. If it's nice and smooth, clean lines, it looks cute. If you start adding a lot of sketchiness to it, it starts looking very distressed. See what I mean? Cute to creepy. Can you draw a buff dude? I can draw myself. Ha 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 ha. Let's draw some muscles on the guy. Okay. Muscles are just overlapping shapes. That's all the muscles are. Just overlapping shapes within your structures. Oh yeah. What's up, Wes? How you doing, brother? Merry Christmassy stuffy stuff for everybody. Let's play some Enrique Iglesias. Let me be your hero, baby. Would you dance if I asked you to dance? Would you run and never look back? Would you cry if you saw me crying? Would you save my soul tonight? Would you tremble if I touched your lips? Would you laugh? Oh, please tell me this. Now would you die for the one you love? Let me in your arms tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can't take my breath away. Would you swear that you'll always be mine? Would you lie? Would you run away? Am I in too deep? Have I lost my mind? Let me pay you here tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can't take my breath away. Do I use better pens? What do you think is a better pen than this? I have tested a lot of different pens. I have tested zebra pens. I have tested Pentel pens. I've tested a bunch of different ballpoint pens, countless ballpoint pens. And these tend to be the better ones. I actually like the blue ink big pens the most. The blue ones don't do smudges. For some reason, the blue ones just don't do the little tiny blobs that happen sometimes. The blue pen doesn't do that as much. So I absolutely love the blue pen ink in like the Bics. Let me see if I have one. Yay! Yeah, these guys right here. The blue ones have the best ink. Period. Period. Absolutely period. Like, I love sketching with the blue ink. And then the thing is, you can sketch with blue. And then you can go in with your black. And you can add little details. So you can sketch perfectly well with these two. Let's do that right now. That actually sounds pretty good. Yeah, not necessarily better. Like, the thing is, Like, you mean more expensive? Is that what you mean? Like, if that's what you mean, like, and that's what you like are assertive for better pens, that's, I mean, the cost of it is irrelevant. I'm going through these like one every like 3-4 days. So if I was buying expensive ones, I'd be spending a shit ton of money, like a lot of money that doesn't need to be spent because all this stuff is practice. I'm not doing anything that's going to be finished. I'm not using it to finish and render something. I'm using it to practice and study. So it's about quantity that I go through, not necessarily quality. I could be drawing with a packet of ketchup and a little like, like chopstick. I could just do that. I've done that before when I'm bored, just to test if you can actually do that stuff. Like when you want to and you want to play and you try and you practice and you're trying to maximize what you're doing, it's not about the quality as much as like the intent behind it. And that goes along with your practice too. Like if you spend 15 minutes trying to make something look perfect, you're not going to learn as much as 15 minutes trying to dissect why you can't get it perfect. If that makes any sense at all. I can clearly see the blue ink than the black. What do you mean? What type of sketchbook paper do you prefer? I like any sketchbook paper that's over 80 pounds. Anything over 80 is nice. Because it doesn't bleed through. And well, it does bleed through if you use like markers. But it won't bleed through with your pens and your highlighters or your watercolors. If it's anything over 80. If it's under 80, you'll probably see a little bit of bleeding, and you might have an issue with like actually like going through your paper. So you end up like getting closer to like newsprint rather than actually like paper that you want to be drawing on. Newsprint doesn't hold its longevity very well. That's it. And then we can go in and add a little bit of contrast with the black. I can be your hero, baby. That's John McCain. kind of looks like him. Any peculiar brand? I like Illo. Illo sketchbooks are my favorite. The Neek is my second favorite. I do like Moleskines, but they're expensive. And if you like markers, if you like marker and you like using your Copics and you want to be able to draw like me, then you got to get Render sketchbooks. Those are the only sketchbooks that I know that don't bleed through with markers. It's Render, Render. So those are really good if you like Copic markers. I love the blue Bibicans. Can you shade really well with them? Yeah. No. There's people that do like super mega hyper realism with these pens. Like, since they allow you to sketch, they allow you to actually build up your layers. So realism and stuff like that is very attainable by using this pen and then just going slowly around your elements. It takes a long ass time, but eventually you get to the point where you are drawing. Learning a little bit about contrast will go a long way. Remember, the whole concept of realism just comes from not drawing lines. So realism is the whole idea of being able to draw your elements without using any lines. So lots of shading, line work and stuff like that play very little role in realism. Any chance you could do a female superhero hovering pose? Kind of like what, like Supergirl or something like that? Like, so if we had a character looking from the top, you would see maybe about this much of their head. Their breast would be a little bit forward. And then we have our sushi for our body. And then if it's like Supergirl, you would see the skirt from underneath because you would get like a slightly upper view from that. The hair, I don't know how the hair would be depending on what the character type is. So this knee would probably come forward a little more. This one too. It'd be floating, whatever cape they have. And how would the arms go? Let's see. If I was like just like hovering, maybe the arm would be coming back. Because I don't think they'd have their arms up. Or would it be a little more chill? Would it be bent? Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Okay, we'll do that. And she's gonna be drinking her Slurpee. Because Supergirl needs her Slurpee. Arm. So like that? Maybe that leg doesn't quite look right. Maybe we just bring that back down. That way she's enjoying her Slurpee. Yay! She's just tucking her hand behind. Or she could be like, woohoo! She could be landing. Like she just got home. I like that one. So she's gonna be landing her superhero pose. She's gonna have whatever skirt she's gonna have, if she has a skirt, flopping in the wind. We see a little bit from underneath. She's gonna be landing on the floor, because I like that pose more. And this little leg is gonna be bent back. There you go. The cape. There you go. So again, once you find your base pose, you can just move it around until you get what you need. But once you have that base core sedimentary like component to it, like your structure where you need it, you can start moving things around. And what I mean by that is understanding where your hips connect to your body and understanding where your arms connect to your body. This is very important. Your leg connects at an angle, like 35-degree angle or more, to your body. You can use cylinders and anything really coming out of here after you understand the angle. Once you understand that positioning of that shape, that angle, now you can draw anything you want from here. A noodle, you can draw anything coming out of a body at an angle, and it's going to look like legs. And I'm not exaggerating. Anything you draw at an angle can now be a leg. An animal leg, human legs, whatever it is you want. Okay? That is the trick. Bye, Rod. I'm going to stop procrastinating. Go do some digital illustrations. Go for it, buddy. You enjoy. Have a wonderful evening. And if we don't get to talk again, you enjoy your life and have a wonderful life, man. Okay? Proportions. Well, I don't think we have more time for proportions, but we do have more time because I'm going to play some music and I'm just going to draw things. I'm going to draw one more page for myself. What time is it? It's 5. Yeah, I'm going to draw one more page for myself, which should take me about 20, 30 minutes. And then I'm just going to do a lot of body proportions for you guys. How about that? I'll just do a bunch of different bodies and just play some music, and you guys just can see like how different proportions work. You guys will see the same 3 elements happening in every body. You're going to see a head, you're going to see a rib cage, and you're going to see hip bones. Those are the 3 elements that will not really change much, okay? The sizes will change, but the elements will stay the same, and you guys will see examples of that. But now we got to go into a different song, and we're going to go into this one.
Si sos creador de contenido, tu mejor opción es Epidemic Sound.
Epidemic
Vas
Sound.
a encontrar más de
You guys got homework in the morning. Maria, Maria. It reminds me of a West Side Story. Growing up in Spanish Harlem. She living life just like a movie star. Oh, Maria, Maria. Girl, baby, still there. Living out in the guitar, yeah. Head hole. Stop polluting, stop polluting. Knocking down the corner. And the rich is getting richer. The poor is getting poorer. Maria, Maria on the corner. And it ways to make it better. Maria, she reminds me of a West Side Story. Growing up in Spanish Harlem. She living a life just like a movie star. Oh, Maria, Maria. Okay, so we're gonna use these elements that and sushi. Okay, we're gonna use those elements over and over and over and over and over. I'm gonna highlight these with color so you guys understand what I'm doing in each one of them. Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do, I'm gonna color blue. I'm gonna color orange for the cylinder. Okay, and we're gonna use this color for the hip bones. Okay, so as long as we keep these three elements in mind, we can come up with pretty interesting things. Let's always start with the rib cage. I always just start with the rib cage. It's the main component of our body, so let's start with a couple different rib cages. Okay, just a little circle, little oval. Let's change the size of them. Make them wider. Okay, we have three different versions of a simple rib cage now. We find the middle of it by drawing a circle inside. If it's gonna be a completely frontal view, that circle's still there. You just have to draw it really thin so you get an indication of where the front is. If you have something more akin of like a 5/8 turn or something like that, you would draw it closer to the edge. The reason that we do it like this with a circle is so that we can get a circumference of it, and it also gives us the front and the back of our body. So this is not only just giving me the front of my rib cage, but it's also giving me my spine. And my spine is in the back of my body, right? So if you draw that line up, you start getting a semblance of where your head is going to start connecting. Your rib cage in the front doesn't go all the way to the top. The biggest and the top peak of your rib cage is normally going to be the back of your neck. That means that you have a little bit of space that you have to account for the width of your neck. So you draw a little circle at the top. That little circle is going to lead to a cylinder that's going to lead to the correct size for that head, for that rib cage size. So this is going to give you a proportionate way to approach that body part, right? The rib cage also connects with the collarbone. The collarbone comes from when you get that circle at the top, right? When you draw that circle at the top, you're going to find the middle of your rib cage and you're going to draw a line right across to the back of it. These 2 points are now the front and the back of your body. This is your spine. This is the front of your rib cage. To find your shoulders, draw a triangle extending past your rib cage. What you're doing when you do that, you are drawing all these muscles right away. Let me show you real fast, okay? You're already drawing your neck because your neck comes up as a cylinder. You're drawing your back muscles. You're drawing your collarbone. And you're giving yourself the connecting point for your neck muscles in the top from your ears. It's also going to be where your shoulder connects. And it's also going to be where your chest originates from and connects to your chest, to your rib cage. So there's a lot of information that happens within this little Harry Potter looking little motherfucker. Okay? This Sauron looking dude, like, it's literally like the key to understanding the top of your body. So as long as you understand that your rib cage is going to have a little thing on top, like that, now you can easily start learning where your arms actually come from. Your arms don't come from your rib cage. They come from the connecting point of your shoulder and your pectorals, and then underneath that comes your arm. And underneath all that little intersections, that's where your arm comes from. And then when you start learning overlapping shapes here, that's how you learn how these muscles work. Okay? Everything connects to something else. Nothing is impossible to teach, and nothing is impossible to learn. It's just a matter of learning where the things connect and having the patience to be able to get there. So let's go back to, so that's just the rib cage, right? The rib cage is a little egg. It's actually going to be more like an egg. It's going to be a little bit tapered towards the bottom, okay? A real rib cage is going to have a taper. It's going to be like this, and you're going to have your collarbone extend, right? This is more akin of what a real rib cage is. You can simplify it to a circle, perfectly fine, but make sure that if you're going to draw more accurate proportions, you start with an egg. Draw your circle on the top, draw your little sides, and now you have a perfectly structured character that you can start adding features to. So that's why that connective section is important. Now let's talk about the head. The head is going to come from that circle that we draw. What you're drawing up, what you're drawing when you do going up, you're drawing the sides of your neck. At the sides of your neck, you have your ears, right? At the side of your head, at every edge of your head, side of your head, there's an ear. That is very logical, very straight to the point, right? So if this cylinder indicates the middle in between my ears, that means that all my features should fall within this space. Right? It's just logic. At that point, it's logic. Now, it starts getting a little interesting when you start drawing them from the side, because you have to angle them a little bit. You have to curve it a tiny bit so that these lines can help you out even more. Draw your ear. These are now your jaw. Your jaw goes from one side to the other, right? So you go bloop, you find your other ear. And then you have this general shape left over, and then you taper the front. And now you have a general place for your head. You can do all your little styles like anime and stuff like that. From that, it's super easy. And you can play with different cylinders so that you can get different ideas of how to draw different body parts. It's super simple to draw heads as cylinders. Incredibly simple. That's the reason that I like to draw them like that in mine. So from here, what comes up is a cylinder. That cylinder is going to give me my head. I can choose any direction for my ear. Let's say that, I don't know, this, if you want to have like a frontal facing body, this is an egg, right? An egg from whatever circle you choose for this, it's always going to be an egg down. So now you know exactly where your rib cage goes. Set a midline. That could be where my triangle goes for my face features. This is so easy. So easy. Because it gives you everything. You don't need to guess for shit. I see other people, subjects, doing boxes is the same concept. Yeah, it's the same concept. It's just visualized differently. Some people can do it in boxes. You know, some people can visualize drawing like the whole human skeleton in a box. And that's perfectly fine. You know, some people have the ability to do that. I know I do. Right? Some people have the ability to see it from a sphere. Some people have the ability to see it from any shape. Some people have abilities and like ranges, and your way of visualizing things is going to depend heavily on how you have trained your brain to work. So now, if you are able to visualize any of these, and make it work for you, then congratulations, you have leveled up more than some people have and will in their entire lives. Because this is more information than most people will ever get to in their whole art careers. Like most people will never even know how to draw an actual proper face or what is underneath just the elements like the eyes and stuff like that. Can you maybe explain how connecting the forearm to the arm works? Ooh, okay. You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh and you're probably going to punch something. You're probably going to punch something because you're going to show you how easy that is. You're going to laugh and you're going to seriously kick a baby because of this. Let me talk about the forearm and how to draw the hand. Okay? So the bottom part of the hand, like the palm of your hand, I'll draw a simple one. And your wrist, the palm in your wrist is the same girth, right? Your wrist and the palm of your hand is the same girth. There's no magic hammer situation happening, right? There's no this. Yes, when you're drawing, there is a little bit of an indication of that, but that doesn't come from that. That doesn't come from like the size of the hand being bigger. What happens, if you can look at your own hand to find this out, by the way, if you tuck in your fingers and get off the ground, the only thing that protrudes from there is about this much. That's about as much it protrudes from your hand. It's not a massive amount and it tapers, right? From this side, if you tuck your pinky in or your thumb, this is relatively straight with your wrist. This doesn't have any sort of like weird hammer thing, like again, like beple. This side barely has that, and that's because of the little muscle right here, the little squishy part. But other than that, your hand is relatively straight. So you can draw your hands relatively straight from your wrist, right? So your wrist into your palm can be relatively straight. So from here, you have your fingers, you have your knuckles. Let's draw them really quickly. Okay. Now, when you go into your forearm, so you have your wrist, think of your bottom part of your arm in two parts. Think of your wrist as like an armband, right? Like a tennis band. Think of your wrist as a watch or something that's really close to your palm. And then from here, it goes into like a teardrop. It goes a little bit bigger than the wrist. Now, this can be broken down like this. Okay? This little beanbag at the top is how your hand and your wrist work. Okay? That's how your hand and your wrist work. Like a beanbag. And then your forearm is just a little. It can be a teardrop. It could be like an eggplant if you want to feel like the back part of the eggplant. So, and then the next thing you have to keep in mind is that whenever your hand moves, like let's say your hand is bending this way, right? And you have your fingers up, your forearm is going to have a bend up. If your hand is pointing down, that forearm points down. That very basic concept is going to help you be able to draw more interesting poses. Wait, what? What are you guys asking? Can you maybe draw a high school boy? No. I'm not drawing high school boys. How do I connect it to make it look right? Connect what? The hand to the, like, okay, now you have your forearm. So you know that you have a little wrist. You have your eggplant or your whatever type of shapey, like teardrop, whatever, connected. And then your palm is going to be the same width as your wrist. So you could draw it straight down if you want. Your bicep, you're going to intersect it like this. Okay? Your elbow is going to be the pivot point for this. Your elbow is the pivot point. So wherever these two combine, that is where that pivot point is. Draw two overlapping shapes, and then at the top of this, you can draw a circle. This is going to give you your shoulder. This is going to give you the overlapping line that you need for your bicep. And you can start drawing your muscles like that. Learning how to overlap your lines is going to be probably the easiest thing in the world, but the hardest thing to learn about this process. Because this was just this. Understanding how to overlap your lines is what's going to help you understand how those body parts work a little more. Overlapping lines build everything. Your bicep is mostly going to get hugged by your forearm. Okay? Your bicep is going to get hugged by your forearm. So wherever your bicep is, your forearm is going to wrap around it. Imagine it's a butt. Just imagine that a booty is that your bicep has a thong. Or imagine that a snake is eating your bicep. Or imagine it's a fish, like I do. No, is it lagging? I think the phone's overheating. Eh? It's all good. It fixes itself eventually. Yeah, eventually it fixes itself. It doesn't say that it's overheating or anything, so I don't know why it's lagging. Anyways, let's continue. Learn to draw fishy arms. Yeah, just always make sure that a fishy's eating your bicep. And that's how you draw forearms. You always make it look easy. I've practiced this countless times, guys. Like to me, this is second nature, like heavily, right? To me, all these exercises are things that I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of times. If you guys see me have like a facility in learning and doing this, it's not because it's easy. It really isn't easy. It's mostly just a lot of consistency and a lot of practice that you need to do. If you want to get to the point where it's second nature, I'm not going to joke. I'm not going to lie to you. You need to do a lot of studying. You need to do a lot of self-reflection, and you need to understand that it's going to take time. So you can't just be hard on yourself because you can't get it in a week or a month or a year. You're going to do very slow progressions, and you're going to learn little by little. But eventually everything converges and you start realizing that you can draw anything you want at one point. Just because you compiled enough information in your brain that now it's just a matter of thinking what you want to do instead of thinking what you can do. Or what are your limitations and then going within those realms. Or learning what you need to so that you don't have any barriers and you can continue drawing anything you want. It's up to you really what option you go with and how you approach it. If you want to have really instant gains, just draw something with style. Just be like, yeah, I draw awesome style. Yes, style is awesome. I love style. Yeah. You might get a lot of likes. You might even build a whole career out of it. That doesn't mean that there's a stopgap. There's a point in which you're going to be like, man, I wish I could do this. Man, I've done this for 20 years and I don't know how to draw a face. Man, I've done this for like quadrillion years and I don't really understand how to draw the eyes in the right place. Right? Like things like that are very common in the art industry because we learn how to draw through imitation and through repetition and through constantly like battering our brains to like following all these guides and structures that other people tell us, even if we don't understand them. Even if it doesn't make sense, we still try our hardest to try to apply those concepts, right? How many of you guys out there still use this like motion, right? And you guys don't even know what this is or what goes on here, or how far your chin is supposed to go, or what these guidelines are really supposed to mean, right? Like how many people find this incredibly difficult? And I bet you it's a lot of you. I bet you it's a lot of you because this is a very advanced way of seeing things. This takes into consideration that you can see volume, right? This takes into consideration that you can see things in perspective and move complicated elements like curves in perspective. This is a very complicated way of seeing your structures. And if you can see it, then you don't really need it. So if you can visualize up to that point, then you're past this. You don't need this because you're probably able to see the depth in people's faces already. Right? So if you can see that, if you can already see it, then this is already something you can move past. Most of the time, it's getting people to even be able to see this, right? It's getting people to even see a three-dimensional shape. That is so much harder to explain to people. And if they don't go back to their base, their very basics, and learn how to modify these elements super easy, that's why it's super hard for you guys to just draw things in different elements, in different perspectives. It's not because it's hard, it's because you haven't remembered train your brain properly. You guys jumped the skill gaps. Like you guys went from like step 1 to step 57 without and you guys didn't take any of the XP along the way. So you end up in a situation where you just don't know how to draw certain things, right? And you don't even know how to get there because you didn't take the time to learn how to learn. That is literally it. Like there's a certain pattern that you need to go in if you want to actually have a proper mindset going into more complicated designs. And if you're still just drawing things like and randomly just following guidelines you don't really know and then changing everything like, the eye is too small, the eye is too big, oh no, my mouth is off to the side, oh my ear, I don't know where the ear goes, does it go there, does it go here, does it go here, oh my nose, it always covers the other eye, what do I do? It's so interesting to see how everybody approaches things. But when you start giving them structure, when you start telling people, hey, dude, all you need to do is follow a triangle. Go forth, go up and down. Bottom gives you your mouth space. Yay. Going up and around gives you your cheekbones and your eye sockets. Yay. And this triangle, if you draw a dot, now you have your nose. Yay. So if you learn even this basic level of things in 3/4 become really easy. Right? That was easy. Didn't take much. Drawing things in different views is going to be easy. You're going to literally be like, blah. Once you understand that concept, you're going to be like, dude, what the fuck? Because even this, right? Let's take this and you want to do a profile. All you got to do is just check this out. Check this out. I'm going to split this in half and only draw exactly the split part. Okay? If I draw a circle in the back, now I have a human skeleton from the side. Ah, so cool. It's funny how these things just line up. It's just so easy. It's so cool when you understand it. Doop-a-doop-boop-boo-boo. Doop-a-doop-boop-boo-boo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. What's that method being explained here? This is my method. This is literally the Rodgon method. I came up with this. I developed this. The luchador man. Oh my God, that's what it could be called. Since I'm Mexican and all. The luchador approach. Don't mess with El Santo. That really does look like that. Oh, that's awesome. This was so much easier. Thank you. You should coin it. Yeah, no, I already did. I already have this method. Like, this is my just method. I published it in Imagine Effects and I uploaded it to the internet. I asked countless people to, if they found somebody else's technique that was exactly like this, if it was approached the same way and developed to the same extent, I will gladly give them credit. Absolutely. I would never take credit for somebody else's like methods if they have like already like developed them before me. But since I came up with this without any like idea of anybody else's techniques being like this, I'm gonna coin it for myself until somebody goes like, that was mine. It's gonna be my technique. Where can I find the details to this? There's a video called the Rodgon method in my channel. No, I already did. There's a video on it already. ¿Sabes leer en español? No, no sé leer en español. Solo sé leer en español esa frase y esta frase explicándote cómo no sé cómo hablar en español. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? No me speaking English. Something happened around here. It's like ambulance thing going on. Getting back into art after a decade. A decade. Whoo! How does it feel like, man? How does it feel like to be back? Great. Okay. Y yo aquí traduciendo todo lo que escribo. You're funny. Can you draw a Dalek? I don't know what a Dalek looks like. They're coming for you. Man, I wish they did. You know, I get to hang out with people and I go to like, you know, I can draw people in prison, make friends and stuff. I wouldn't mind. They feed me. As long as I have a sketchbook, I'm good. You know, imagine all the like tattoo business that I could like build up. Like, I would thrive in prison. I would just do tattoos. I would draw people's portraits of their kids and shit. You know, I would already become so valuable to people and their like nostalgic brain set, right? I would be like, yeah, like, let me draw you and your family playing along. Let me draw you with like your kids and stuff like that. And then just play off that nostalgia of them wanting to do something with their children and just psychologically fuck with everybody in the prison. See, that's me. I'm like an evil supervillain. But I use my art. That's a fun mustache. Yeah. So another thing that I want to reiterate, if you guys see me draw, like, there's a reason that I draw myself over and over, by the way. There is an actual genuine reason for me drawing myself over and over. It's have I ever explained the concept of your base shapes for you? Like your base shapes, essentially, what I call my SAM now. Like I call my SAM a simple anatomy mannequin, right? That is what a SAM is. Simple anatomy mannequin, and that's normally how you build your characters up. However you build your characters up, for me, it's more along the lines of this. Right? For me, that's my SAM. That's my simple anatomy mannequin. I can turn this into a girl. I can turn this into a guy. I can turn this into a bulky dude. I can make this into a massive dude, whatever I need to, right? This is my SAM. My SAM is how I understand and manipulate anatomy. Now, learning how to do that starts off, especially if you want to eventually develop a style, is by learning how to draw yourself. Practice drawing yourself in every single way, shape, and form. Like, get used to drawing your own face because you'll always have that reference. You're always going to have that reference in front of you. The reason for that is that once you find that base shape, and for me, I find that that's kind of the breaking structure that I normally use for myself, I can start going off of this. If I have a strong jaw and I want a character that has a softer jaw, I'll draw myself, but I'll draw myself with a smaller jaw. I'm comfortable drawing this shape over and over. This is something that I've probably practiced a quadrillion times, right? So this is something I'm comfy with. This is my OG character. This is my comfort shapes, be it a circle, squares, triangles, whatever. But whatever comfort shape you have that you normally start your faces with and stuff, that is normally what you're going to use for your SAM. So getting used to that basic shape at a basic size, then you can be like, okay, I want a smaller chin for myself. I want a bigger eye. And then I want a bigger head. Literally taking just elements that I have here and then just changing the size of them to match whatever style is required of me. The same thing with proportions, right? Everything is just based off of just my simple anatomy that I have learned to map out. And then from there, you can do different ones. Once you have that, then I can start drawing big rods. And then turn that into something without a mustache, a mouth, and then I can make things like the Hulk. So essentially, I turned my character into that of like a shapeshifter. By learning more anatomy, the more details I can add to my SAM. But my SAM doesn't change. My SAM is the same thing you're going to use for realism as for cartooning, as for manga, as for chibis, and everything. Your SAM becomes literally your base shape. And then whatever you decide to add for style, that's completely up to you. And again, you can do this and use this to make it into different things. It doesn't have to stick to being me. Once I know how to draw me like that, then I can turn that into anything I feel like. See what I mean? Like, see how, like, can you create a comic? Yes, I can create comics. If I can, yeah, comics I can definitely create. If you guys go on Instagram, if you guys look up Zooks Comics, that's my comic. I don't really advertise it much, but here, let me see if I can find some illustrations. I think I can show you guys some. Let's see, art files, art illustrations. Comic book Zooks. There you go. Okay. Zooks. All right, you guys are gonna get a little glimpse of my comic. Let's see, where is this? Come on. All right. Let me zoom out. So that's my character Archie. That's a prehistoric version of him. There you go. So that's my dude. He might be replaced by a mustache. And I used to draw my ex-girlfriend, Marianne, doing a lot of things. She was a cosplay model, so I used to use her a lot for inspiration. Let's see. Playing around with logos, some banners that I did for it. Let's see, playing around with some Chris Sanders style stuff. Playing around a little bit with storyboards. Well, not storyboards, but like layouts. So yeah, I've done a several amount of comic book work. Just not comic book work that's let's see. I have a couple issues. Yeah, I used to do a lot. All right, so let's go into the issues. So this was the very first comic I ever did for Zooks. And it's all him, his imagination. Let's see, so that was that. Where's my other issues? This Panda Squad. Oh, is that the same one? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so that's my comic. That's my comic Zooks. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Do you draw mostly women? No, I draw men and women. I like pinup work. I love doing pinups, like a lot. Like that is one of the big reasons why I got into art. It was to draw really cute, sexy pinups with really pretty, derpy animals. That was literally the whole like relationship of art that I wanted to portray. And now that I'm able to actually portray that, it's so funny how people get so mad. They get so mad at me for drawing sexy girls. They get so upset. It's so funny. Like, they get so incredibly upset. And it's like, it's not your art. Why are you getting so angry? Like, there is literally no reason for that person to get like all pissy about any of my art. But it's just hilarious to me. Like, people take offense to everything, even if it's not something that even relates to them. It's fucking awesome. Like, what they don't understand is that whenever they do any like sort of comments like that, it just helps my engagement. It just helps like push my thing to more people. So every single time they complain, they're helping me. They're not deterring me. They're not making less people see my stuff. No, they're actively helping me get more views. So it's like, okay, keep at it, man. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep telling me how bad of an artist I am. Oh no. Oh no. Somebody got really mad because I drew Velma from Scooby-Doo Super Sexy, right? And she's like, "Oh, it's a 15-year-old character." I'm like, "Nah. She was 15 when I was like 6, dude." Like, that girl is grown and that girl grew up nicely. A chunky skull. I draw a chunky skull. That sounds cute. A chunky skull. All right, let's draw a chunky skull. How would we categorize a chunky character? Probably cheekbones, huh? So a skull doesn't have cheekbones, but I'm going to replicate them anyways because I can. Maybe if we just curve it back like that. Yay. Let's see. Cheekbone would come out and come back in. That's an interesting one because, like I said, skulls don't have cheeks. So making a chunky skull is a little tricky, but I think we got it. If you look up Velma, she's 54 years old. Yep. She looks good for a 54-year-old. Can you draw a chubby body? How chubby you want. Yeah, it really depends on how chubby you want the character, but there you go. See, it's driving somebody even chunkier. So chunky, he's gonna be like cracking the floor. Let's see, he has double chin. And his shirt will probably not fit him. And probably will cinch him a little bit. As long his pants, he's gonna have a high-waisted pants. And the same thing's gonna happen. He's gonna cinch them in because they're too little. And we'll give him a hat. There you go. You're just a natural artist. I'm not. Draw a full female body. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's draw a really quick one. Not the pudding, not the looting. Gonna play some more music.
Descubre Wix Studio, la nueva plataforma de creación web para agencias.
Esta mujer me está matando, me ha espinado el corazón. Por más que trato de olvidarla, mi alma no da razón. Mi corazón aplastado, herido y abandonado. A ver, no sabes, dile mi amor, tanto amor. Corazón espinado. Cómo duele el corazón. Me andaré entregado. Pero no olvides volver, que un día dirás, ay, 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 cómo me duele el amor. Corazón espinado, me duele el alma. Cómo me duele el amor. Corazón espinado. Cómo me duele el amor. Cómo me duele estar vivo. Thank you, Insomniac. Have a wonderful night. Tenerte a un lado, amor. Corazón espinado. Corazón espinado. Corazón espinado. Corazón espinado. Corazón espinado, corazón espinado, corazón espinado, corazón espinado. We're almost done with the page, and then we'll call it a night. Yeah, it's the day before Christmas. We get to draw some more, right? We get to draw more than normal. What? Okay. I'm gonna pop some tags, I got $20 in my pocket. This is fucking awesome.
Walk into the club like, what up? I got a big cock. I'm just pumped. I bought some shit from a thrift shop. Ice on the fringe is so damn frosty. The people like, damn.
And the whole dance honky.
Rolling in hella deep, headed to the mezzanine. Dressed in all pink, set my gator shoes. Those are green draped in a leopard mink. Girl standing next to me. Probably should have washed this. Smells like R. Kelly sheets. But shit,
It was not nonsense.
I get confident washing it. About to go and get some compliments. Passing up on those moccasins. Someone else has been walking in by me and grungy fucking man. I'm stunting and flossing and saving my money. And I'm hella happy that's a bargain, bitch. I'ma take your grandpa style.
I'ma take your grandpa style.
No, for real, that's your grandpa.
Can I have his handy now?
Velour jumpsuit and some house slippers. Yuki brown leather jacket that I found. Dig it. It had a broken keyboard. I bought a broken keyboard. I bought a ski blanket.
And it on the keyboard.
Hello, my ace man, my mellow. John Wayne ain't got nothing on my fringe game. Hello, I can take some pro wings, make them cool, sell those. A sneakerhead to be like.
Oh, he out the Velcro. I go bought some tags. I got $20 in my pocket. Not popping on. Looking on the table. This is fucking awesome. I'm gonna pop some tags. I got $20 in my pocket.
I'm looking for a come up.
This is fucking awesome.
What she know about rocking the wolf on your noggin? What she knowin' about wearing a fur fox skin? I'm digging, I'm searching right through that luggage. One man's trash, that's another man's come up. Like your granddad, for donating that plaid button up shirt. Cause right now I'm up in her skirt. I'm at the Goodwill, you can find me in the. I'm not stuck on searching in the section. Your grandma, your auntie, your mama, your mammy. I'll take those flannel zebra jammies secondhand and rock that motherfucker. The built-in onesie with the socks on that motherfucker. I hit the party and they stop in that motherfucker. They be like, oh, that Gucci, that's hella tight. I'm like, yo, that's $50 for a t-shirt. Limited edition, let's do some simple edition. $50 for a t-shirt, that's just some ignorant bitch. I call that getting swindled and pimped. I call that getting tricked by business. That shirt's hella dope. And having the same one as 6 other people in this club is a hella don't eat gang. Come take a look through my telescope. Tryna get girls from a brand, man, you hella won't. Man, you hella won't.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. Ready for dinner. This is fucking awesome. I'll wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible. And in your big ass clothes from that thrift shop down below. I wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible. And in his big ass clothes from that thrift shop down below. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. Looking right there. This is fucking awesome.
Is that your grandma's coat?
If you don't know how to make chords, this is it. Congratulations. The chords are already made for you.
We can drag one of these chord progressions in. That's cold. Yeah, we can.
Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me live in my van every Sunday. That's what she said. That it doesn't know that it's out her knees, and Scotty doesn't know. Oh, Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty. Behind the fence, he's out shopping. Fiona and me and and I'm not stopping. Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty, Scotty doesn't know. I can't believe he's always rusting, while I'm right behind you thrusting. The other house got him on the phone, and she's trying not to moan. It's a three-way call and he knows nothing. No, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. No, Scotty, don't put on a show, everyone will go. Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Parking lot, why not? It's so cool when you're on top. It's not long, you're gonna fall. Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Did it on his birthday. Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty, Scotty doesn't know. Scotty won't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty, I'll tell him myself. No. Scotty's gotta know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty's gotta go. What kind of clothes should we give her? Should we make her what should we give her as clothing? I'll let you guys choose. This is the last sketch of the day, so we're gonna finish it nice and pretty, a little bit more pretty than the other ones. Gothic? Ooh, let's do some research. I get to research goth girls. Woohoo! Goth girls. Oh yeah, that's the look, dude. Yes, please. Dear God. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Let's see. What is a predominant feature in goth makeup and clothing? From what I see, a lot of black. Lots of black. Lots of skimpy dresses. And okay, I like that one. It's like kind of like meshy. All right, let's do that. So it seems like they all wear little tiny skimpy dresses for some reason, and they're all like frail or like frizz. So we're going to give it a little bit of a texture. I'm going to have it go around. Going to go around the leg. It's going to go up the leg and down the leg. Okay? So it's going around this way for this one. And it's going to go this way for this one because of the perspective switch. And that is how we get that volume. Okay? So now this girl has a dress that has... Again, we're going to go around our breasts, around the breast to create the top of the dress. And it seems like it connects, yeah, to the elbow. She has a choker, of course. Oh, I love the aesthetics for gothic girls. Like, I don't know, like, I just absolutely fucking love it. Give me a goth girl that calls me Poppy and I'm done. All right, so we're going to go down the arm and we're going to have those frail thingies again. We're going to give it a little bit of a frizz. Yeah, I'm in trouble if I ever meet like a goth girl that like speaks a little Spanish. So we have the dress going this way, and it's gonna go that way. Okay. Then this dress is gonna have a little bit of a detail thing in the front. And it seems like a lot of them were little midriffs. So we're gonna give her a little midriff. And the skirt, they tend to be high-waisted skirts, apparently, from what I'm noticing. So barely a little sign of the belly button, a tiny bit. Then they have tattoos. Oh, tattoos. Oh, tattooed girls. Oh my God. Let's see. Their makeup is going to be predominantly black, so I need to enhance a little bit of the makeup to make it look a little more black. And I gotta give her a little cat eye because, oh my God, one of my girlfriends back in high school, not high school, it was college actually. She used to always do the little cat eye thing and I loved it. That was like my favorite thing about drawing her. Like that little cat eye was just like so iconic of her. Let's see, the hair. I think I got the hair relatively well. Then we're gonna go down to the legs. They don't wear, do they wear like stockings and stuff? No, I guess they just wear textured stuff, so we'll just do little meshy stuff. Cool. And now we can start adding a little bit of detail and finish it up with some color, I guess. We could do some color. Where's my black colored pencil? Where is my black colored pencil? Rodgon doesn't know. Where is his color? Rodgon doesn't know. Rodgon doesn't know. Don't tell Rodgon where his color is. Oh, I have no idea where my pencil went. We're not gonna use black, I guess. No, yeah, black is fine. Okay, here, black. All right, so black hair. We're gonna leave a little bit of a zigzag in the middle to give it an illusion of highlights. So we leave a little zigzag, not very controlled, in the middle to just give a representation of highlights or whatever lighting might happen to be in the scene. This side doesn't really get it. I'm gonna add hair on this side of the face so that the face pops out. By doing this, I can make the rest of the contour look a little bit cleaner. I go around this. And then I can go back down. The body is gonna be relatively white because I'm gonna leave that as the base color. Then we're gonna go into her clothing. And then the arm towards the bottom is gonna be kind of like see-through. So we gotta get like that texture going. A lot of the times you can do that by just overlapping some perspective lines like that. And then just adding a little bit of color. And you can make it look like it's almost see-through. Okay, now we go into the skirt. The skirt seems to be just a black skirt. They seem to wear a lot of leather in like, but they also seem to wear a lot of like lacy stuff. So let's do like an in-between. So when I'm doing the legs, I'm gonna do the shadows individually for each leg. Because this leg, like we did with this, right? This curves this way. So therefore my shadows hit differently than here. This is the other side of my thigh. And you would see a little bit of the light hitting it there too, just because that's how lighting works. Cool. This is gonna be like tights, so this is just going to be textured. There is no real reason to add any more super heavy shadows or highlights there. This is gonna create a little shadow on my thigh because it's overlapping. Same thing here. And that's mostly the general things that I would actually let's give her some nails. Give her an actual hand over here. I always like them when they stick their pinkies up. And you gotta give her tattoos. So, what type of tattoo should we give her? Of course. Let's see. A small cat tattoo. Okay, we can do a small cat. We'll do the cat. We'll do the cat in the leg. Actually, no, we'll do the small cat. Since you asked for a small cat, we'll do a small cat on the arm. A dark heart. That could be like right here. Ooh, right underneath the boobs, they tend to get like tattoos sometimes. Or around the boobs, they get those too. I kind of like those too, though. They like outline the collarbone. That's really pretty. When it's done right, it's really pretty. A dragon on the stomach? Nah, that wouldn't look nice. Let's see. What looks nice in a belly? Oh, of course. She's going to have a little paw print. She's going to be like Moustache's paw print. Very good. And of course, a thigh tattoo. This one's going to be Snorlax. And the Pokeball. A girl after my own heart. I want to ask her out. A piercing on her belly. Okay, let's do that. A nose ring. This is kind of cool. A Celtic knot tattoo. I don't know about that. But she needs a broom because she has to be part of the coven. So where should our broom be? For Vicky, my other character, Vicky has her tattoo right here because she's based on a real person. And I love that woman. I hope I get to see her again in my life. Like, if I don't get to see her again, I'm going to be so sad. Can we see Vicky? Yeah, I draw her all the time. Let's see. Vicky is essentially whenever you see a character that has little, like, little tails, that's Vicky. Where is my Vicky? Where have I drawn you? Well, she's pretty much every single female character I draw, honestly. Let's see, there she is. There's Vicky. Let's see if I have any more drawings of her. I drew Vicky a Sailor Moon. Here's Vicky again. And then she is again over here. Yeah. Vicky is my own little girl my own little pinup lady. Let's see. Do I have any more of her? Not in this sketchbook. I think I have a ton more in my other ones. Like I have an entire sketchbook pretty much dedicated to her. Your muse, yeah, she's years. You guys are awesome. All right, take care. Bye.